isn't a general gaming channel, this is a general FPS channel because I'm an FPS enthusiast. But with Red Dead Redemption 2, this game is special. Now, I'm not going to say that I had a long-time relationship with the first game. I'd only played it at friends' houses a couple times, my friend brought it over to my house once. You know, that was really the only interaction I had with it. Then it became backwards compatible on Xbox One, and then it became Xbox One X Enhanced, so I got to play it in 4K and actually get into the story and the characters, and it was a great experience. This, of course, increased my hype level for Red Dead Redemption 2, and then on top of that, a bunch of information about Red Dead Redemption 2 started coming out. Information about all of the details and features, things you can do, things enemies and allies do, and the world, and it was just an incredible amount of information, and it was very overwhelming.
And we're blind,
that
too.
don't seem like the best idea.
Relax, I know this.
Jesus Christ!
God damn it!
Are you okay? That don't look good.
It's fine. I
It
just
ain't
gotta
fine.
walk
I
this
see you're
off.
bleeding.
Will you quit hassling me and leave me be?
Won't forget that.
Howdy. No offense, mister, but your friend's an idiot.
Yeah, that ain't new.
As I was scrolling through tweets after tweets after tweets after tweets about all the information, and then watching videos on it, it just felt like this game is too good to exist. And now that I own it and I can play it, I have to say, there's nothing about this game except for one thing that I don't like. I can't get super in-depth in this video. I've only completed around 22% of the game, and I mean, it's still giving me like tutorial things occasionally because I still haven't done everything yet. And my god, overwhelming is the best short way you can explain this game. See, I'm only about 20% in. I haven't experienced all of the open world yet. I haven't used every weapon. I haven't seen everything. Like, apparently there's 50 guns, and I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, not including all of their customizations and the different perks you can get and the different skills you can level up and all the different side missions, the dynamic elements throughout the world and the dynamic interactions with the NPCs, which is the best NPC interaction I have ever seen. And the only game that I can even think to compare this to is Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 holds a special place in my fart. It really does. I have no love for Far Cry 5. There's nothing, back to the normal name, nothing about Far Cry 5 is interesting to me. Okay, nothing about it's fun to play or fun to grind. Maybe if I hopped on with a buddy I could have fun with them. And I feel like I got screwed with that game really hard because I was like selling it to my friends, like, you guys, we all gotta get this, I want to play with everyone, it'll be really fun, and bleh. Far Cry 5 was my $90 disaster. I didn't even finish its story, I just got it spoiled for me and I didn't even care. I thought maybe I was just being too bitchy or picky when I was thinking to myself that Far Cry 5 is just very shallow and repetitive and irritating and has too many Ubisoft tropes in it. And then I played Red Dead Redemption 2. And I thought, no, I wasn't being just, you know, persnickety or bitchy or nitpicky. No, I was really feeling a sense of shallowness that this game on screen right now doesn't have. This gameplay is me just playing around for about 40 minutes in the open world. And it's beautiful. It's exciting. And it is dynamic as shit. Far Cry 5 doesn't even have weather, okay? This game has rolling storms that actually move through the open world. Like, there's no comparison. I don't care how much you liked Far Cry 5. I've given that game as many chances as I can give it. It never roped me in. It got more boring as I played it. I don't want to do New Game Plus. I'm not a fan of the DLCs. I don't plan on finishing any of my DLC reviews on it because it's just not a fun game. I wasted $90. Far Cry 5 is just a dumb shooter, whereas this game is challenging and rewarding, and again, dynamic and interesting. Like, I love just engaging the NPCs because they all act differently. Some of them will just try to rob you, other ones will run away. Okay, let me play this clip. Right here, I have stumbled upon someone that's clearly just murdered these people on a stagecoach. So, he challenges me verbally, and I shoot him with my shotgun.
Hey, get yourself out there. Let's see about this.
Then I loot the body, but then I made the mistake of hanging around too much. I was kind of talking to my girlfriend in the room at the time, so I was kind of hanging around too much, and two guys come up the road, and they thought that I did it. And this is a pretty serious misunderstanding. See, now these two guys think that I just butchered 3 people. Well, I chase down one of them and I tell him to stop.
Not what it looks like. Yep. Go. Move along now.
And that guy basically says, "Ah, shit, well, okay, I'll take your word for it." And then I have to go chase down the other guy. Well, I guess I approached this guy too quickly because he started shooting. So I went into Deadeye and took his face out with a bow and arrow. I lost honor for this, but it was my fault for hanging around a crime scene like that. Just not a good idea. See, in a game like GTA 5 or Red Dead Redemption 1 or name another Rockstar game or open world game, if there were to be like a ton of dead civilians around you and some civilians just popped on by and said hello, they might be upset about the dead bodies, but they're not going to assume you did it. Whereas they definitely assumed I did it. Unfortunately for you guys, most of my gameplay is uncaptured because I was just playing downstairs on my 4K HDR television, hanging out with my girlfriend from Thursday night through today. So yeah, it was kind of hard for me to record down there because my Elgato doesn't have a 4K HDR pass-through, and I didn't want to use my girlfriend's laptop, so I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to enjoy this game for what it is without any recording. But this kind of stuff doesn't happen so much that it's annoying, but it's just a great dynamic element. You'll come across blind people begging, or somebody trapped in a bear trap, somebody that's been bit by a snake that you have to help, people getting held up by gang members, or you can find gang members' actual hideouts. And this stuff isn't plastered all over the minimap, and that's great. You actually have to find this stuff, and it makes the world feel so alive. And just the visual effect of squirrels running along the roads, rabbits following you, and dragonflies and wasps flying around. I have never played a game that just feels this alive. Now, there are 3 major games that I have not played through because they are PlayStation 4 exclusives, and that is God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Spider-Man PS4. You can also throw in Uncharted in there. So I can't speak for those games. But comparing it to games like Witcher 3, Final Fantasy 15, Assassin's Creed Origins, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and Far Cry 3, 4, and 5, this is just the best open world game. Like, out of all of them. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. The game constantly surprises me. I'm not saying it can't get old, and I will do a final review to see if the game is actually bubkiss after you get past the flashy surface. I can see some people not being into the 1800s, cowboys, Wild Wild West theme, but I'm sorry. I mean, I love Final Fantasy, and games like Kingdom Hearts, like Square Enix JRPGs, like Nier Automata as well. I love them to death, for a whole different reason. But this game's raised my standards. Like, I'm super excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. You can't replace Kingdom Hearts for me because that's something that's part of my childhood. But Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't going to be this dynamic and alive. It's going to be mostly about hitting monsters and grinding. And in comparison, every other game feels so shallow. I mean, competitive shooters are their own thing for me, Like, Red Dead Redemption is really deep and interesting. It's a work of fucking art. But of course, it's not the same as actually loading into a match with real people and trying to best them through skill and bullshit. That's its own experience. But every other game I have right now feels like dumb fun in comparison to this. I know the Dark Souls games are very deep, but there's no way they feel this lively and dynamic. Engaging the NPCs to see how they'll behave, and getting into gunfights with enemies that will try to flank you, and getting into story missions, it's just so good. The dialogue's good, the humor is good. It's just, I can't say anything about this game because it's just gonna look like mush. And a lot of you guys subscribe to me because I'm anti-mush. I'm more critical, but I'm sorry. I had a cowboy-themed bedroom. I used to watch every Roy Rogers DVD there was. I had a Lone Ranger DVD set and Cap Gun and Mask set. My favorite movie when I was 14 was 3:10 to Yuma. When I was younger, I grew up on Little House on the Prairie. I eat, sleep, shit, and love this time period. I mean, almost more than I love things like Kingdom Hearts or modern military shooters. I don't know, like, this has so much deep, emotional, childhood pressure on it. Not because of the characters. See, this might seem like a digression, but for me, like, the characters and everything, like, that definitely goes to Kingdom Hearts. But living in this setting, and that's what this game feels like, living in this setting, it's so good. It's so deep. It's so pure. It taps right into 7-year-old Ian. My name is Ian, by the way. Hi. I haven't shed tears or anything, but I do get a little emotional playing this game. Like, it's more of like a euphoria. It's more of like a, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm not crying or anything. The only thing that makes me sad about this game, like I said, the only thing that bothers me a little bit is the controls. Sometimes Arthur just kind of stutters in place when all I wanted to do was sit on a log. Sometimes the first person mode feels clunky as hell. Aiming and shooting could be a little bit more consistent, you know, and that is kind of the Rockstar's thing, is your character has never been like the most controllable. I mean, when I first played the game, I biffed it in the snow and my girlfriend lost her shit because of it, because it was supposed to be a serious moment, and I like hopped up on the wrong thing and Arthur slipped and I biffed it and it was kind of funny. But yeah, anyway, I really wish my dad was alive to see this game, because he loved games like Far Cry 5 and Fallout 4 and Final Fantasy 15. He loved watching me play those games. Him and I would hang out and watch these types of open world games all the time. And this game is like, it's perfect. I'm sorry, like, yeah, there's some things you could nitpick here or there. Maybe there's gonna be story moments later I don't like. Maybe the controls could be a little bit tighter. But this is just the new standard for me. If your open world game isn't this lively, isn't this dynamic, isn't this interesting, it will be a lesser game. Like, I'm gonna love Kingdom Hearts 3 no matter what, and Just Cause 4. But they are not going to be this. The bar has done gotten raised, and I am excited to see who comes up to meet this bar. Sorry Witcher, sorry Far Cry 5, sorry Final Fantasy 15, sorry Fallout 4, sorry Fallout New Vegas. New sheriff in town. No Cowboy Joke intended. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's not a lot of content in this video. I'm just gushing over the game. I can't believe this fucking game exists and isn't trying to sell me a season pass. It isn't, it's just, it's good to be a gamer right now, and it's good to be a console owner. I hope PC players get it, but, I mean, if you have a console, don't wait. Just play it. I don't care if it's the worst quality on the original Xbox or base PS4. Just play it. It's art. I'll see you when I see ya. Goodbye.